Hello guys, I want to do a depth profile on Arkhite. There isn't many depth profiles on Arkhite, and this is based on someone else's profile. So obviously, this is the right line. Is Arkhite a grade 1, a grade 0, grade 1, and a grade 2, and a grade 3? If you don't know what Arkhite is, she's all about monsters. The effect is when your reguard with monster in its card name is placed, put a card with the same card name as that from your order zone into the bottom of your deck and give it 10,000. Then is when she attacks. If your order zone has a research, you can count +1 and activate all the effects below. If your order zone has 3 research, you get to choose one of your reguards with monster in its card name and put it into your order zone. Then the next is look at the top 7 of your deck and choose up to 1 unit card with monster in its card name from among them and call it. So the idea is that you want to have your order zone full of monsters. And then you call monsters with the same name, which puts them back in the deck. She has recycle and gives them power. So multi-attack with big power. It's really good. I really love Arkhite and of course we run the other 3 copies of her for Sunride, and also she does have monster in her name. So another reason to run her is Sunride, which means she can also be called due to the monster name. And yeah, Persona plus monster. That's why we run more copies. Next card is 4 copies of Gokatera Volcano Monster Gokatera. His skill is when he's placed, count +1, choose one of your opponent's reguards with grade less than or equal to the number of research cards in your order zone and retire it. Basically, he's a nice retirement card. And also, he's when he attacks, if your order zone has 3 or more research, he gains 5,000 power in the battle. He gets really big. If you combine this 5k on top of her 10k, he becomes 28 on his own, which is nice. So yeah, 4 copies of this as a 3. Moving on to orders. This one's pretty easy. We run 4 copies of Archites and +1 of the grade 2 Eva research. So you have 5 researches, and you will go through them, and you need them. Like how there might be a situation where you end up with 2 of these in your damage, which means you can't get the 3rd. This has a nice effect, which I also recommend checking it out in Eva. It has uses in Eva, which is actually pretty good. If you don't have the promo, you can run this. But this is when put into the order zone, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck and choose up to 2 cards with monster in their card names. So yeah, it says up to 2. And put up to 1 into your hand and 1 into the drop zone. You don't have to. The reason why I say this is good in Eva is because you do run a couple of monsters. And you can just outright add them to hand. I might need to check the rulings, but this is a really good order for Arkhite. It is made for Arkhite, of course. But it also has Act Order Zone, Cost rest this card and choose a card with monster in its card name from your drop zone and put it into your order zone. Like I said, Arkhite wants monsters. There's many different monsters in the order zone. Even multiple copies is very good. Multiple copies of the monster is very good. But you still need at least one copy of those monsters. Why do we play the Grade 2 Eva experiment successful? Simple fact that it is a 5th order. It does have a nice effect of being able to draw and discard on. I don't like the discard, and that's why it's one of those cards that we're starting to reduce copies of in Eva. So yes, I do play. One of my favorite decks of all time is Eva, but this is Arkhite, and I just want to say that every time I've played this deck, I've won. Arkhite just hits really big, recycle. There is times when your monsters end up in the damage zone. So yeah, 4 copies of this. You really need 3, but it is nice to be able to add cards to hand. Just play this card, add 1 hand, 1 to the drop, and then rest as many as you need. I may have knocked the camera. Onto the Grade 2s. Grade 2s, there's not many. We run this guy, plus our long-term favorite, Tecton. Now, Tecton, I will speak about Tecton first. If you don't know what he does, is when he's discarded from hand during your turn, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and choose up to 1 set order from among them, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle your deck. He is more of a turn 1, turn 2 combo piece. So he's very, very early game. It allows you to add any of these. So yes, I'm sorry, I keep putting it out of the camera. Yeah. It allows you to search for your 3rd or 4th copy. You'll probably be searching for this more than this. Like I said, this is also got a bind effect. So if you really need to bind something, the Eva Grade 2 research is there for that. So Tecton, other than turn 1, turn 2, he's pretty much a dead card. So he becomes a 10k beatstick, but he does have monster in his name and he will gain 10k from Arkhite's effect. And that's pretty much all I can say about Tecton. He's literally just there because he has the monster name. Turn 1, turn 2, search for a research. But your main Grade 2, which is actually similar to the Grade 3 of the deck, but instead of retire, he I will read it out. So when he's placed on rearguard, choose a unit card. Yeah, unit card. So I guess technically that includes trigger, because that is a unit, but not order. So if I ever get an order with monsters in, which I can see them doing, from your drop zone and put it into your order zone. So you place them down, you get to add one of your monsters to drop, including himself. It didn't restrict itself on which. So this guy is really good. Also, if you have 2 or more research, you gain 5k. So you become a 25 beat stick with Arkhite's effect going off, getting them 10k. So yeah, I don't really need to say much more about this guy. Like, if we see anything that's better than him in the future, I would like to see. Yeah, I will apologize for the camera. It's due to how I'm recording this. I probably should do it another way. I didn't bother. So it's just the first time I'm doing this. So that's it. We're over at the 10-minute mark. 2 Grade 1s. these grade 1s are also pretty good. We got some really good grade 1s for Arkhite. But we're running 2 different grade 1s in this deck. So, I will explain the PGs. The PGs, I know it says Beast, but I got rather Monster. You might have seen another deck profile that doesn't run this, and I disagree. This is simply because I will obviously get this card out and explain why this PG is in and not the normal PG that you get from the booster. If I really have so limited view on this camera, it's my phone. The camera is actually pretty decent on my phone. It's just the way I've set things up makes it look like crap. It's actually the picture quality is slightly better over. So basically, you play this, you review the top 5. You can add this to hand, which is crazy. You can literally add the PGs to hand using this research. This research adds your PGs to hand, and that's why we're on this PG. Plus, the reason we're running it 4 and not using the ability stupid promo from the Crowd X is that it didn't really benefit is in the current meta, which is okay, it's fine, but there was a point where I had all 4 of them PGs in hand because of that order. So yeah, I've seen a couple of Arkhite deck profiles, and this is based on another deck profile. A lot of them are running this. I saw one, he did kind of explain, but he also glanced over a couple of things that you might not have realized. So I may have tried to comment about that. So yeah. The PG from the start deck, tell him what you sell, really good. It's not a good PG, it's a very basic PG. Of course, we run 3 Bubble Mine. Why do I not run 4? Simply because you don't really need it. It is nice to have. You do need Counter Blast. But Bubble Mine, due to Arkhite being able to recycle, actually, is one of the reasons why running 3 is fine. You only need 1 in the order zone. You call 1, this goes back to deck, this gains 10,000. This becomes an 18k attacker or booster. Ideally booster, so it goes into the soul and counter charge. So yeah, he is there for the counter charge. We don't necessarily need it. Arkhite is the main card that counter blasts. The Great Freelance Shorty that retires. You only retire when you need to. There's not many matchups I've played where retirement is needed. And Arkhite is a powerhouse, not rear control. And she's the main card that counter blasts. But counter blasting mid game, maybe even late game, is really good. I will say that Tecton is a flex slot. It is a slot that you can play around with. I would say take him out completely if you can. Because again, he's only turn 1, turn 2. So yeah. Open Mind, still a missing card. I will also point out he is a monster, not a mutant. You got Ravada, just like the PG, to monster. A lot of cards got their names changed to monster. And that's pretty much the deck. Oh wait, no, we forgot about this. How can we forget about one of the best cards in this deck that came out in the set? And yeah, he is a triple rare. Okay, and he is becoming an expensive god. So he's an on place. If you have Arkhite or Eva, you can Soul Blast 2 to draw. Pretty much all he did. I know it says a bit more than that, but it's more like if you have an Arkhite Vanguard, or if you have a Glitter with Eva. It should have just said Eva. Maybe there's something coming out later. I'm really bad at this camera work, but it's my first time. And the tripod I got is dirt cheap. So, and also he has the main effect. Actually, Arkhite really can benefit from both these effects, right? Both of these effects are good in Arkhite, simply because Arkhite can use both very easily. Yes, he's a Soul Blast 2, very expensive, I get that. And I've played him in Eva. That Soul Blast 2 basically eats up your soul. If you don't have the promo like me, especially because I'm in the UK, it's very hard to get a hold of that promo. So, the reason we run him as 4 is, again, he is a monster. Wither Loss is just such a good card. You gain 5k if you have 3 or more research, which is very easy to do since one of the main strategies is to get that research. So turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3, there you go. Since no good ones. I can't really say much else about Wither Loss since a lot of decks, the Eva and Arkhite are both using it. And in a way, a lot of decks can run them. Any blanket deck, for the most part, probably could, but they are research specific. So no, they have restricted it to Arkhite and Eva, which is so good that they mentioned that it can be run in both Arkhite and Eva, which is great. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Like, there's nothing else to go over, but other than the triggers. Triggers are pretty straightforward. They're not much different from what you normally see, which is over trigger. Probably one of the most powerful over triggers. Yeah, we run seven crit. So here you go. Okay, so you run another 4 triggers. We run 4 draws, and of course the heals. I didn't organize this properly, did I? Okay, that's better. So triggers, not much to say. It's just triggers. Yes, I don't have 4 copies. Yeah, I need to try and get there with 2 copies. And this is one thing you will notice about my deck profiles is that I don't have everything. So if you have 4 copies of this, which becomes basically a 10k shield if your opponent's on a grade 3. 3 good. Not necessary, but good. If we ever get a monster trigger, that will also be really, really good. It means we can essentially recycle triggers in some fashion, or just directly add them hand. So, unlike Eva, there's no proper plus engine in Arkhite. So that's why we need to run draws. Throughout standard or D or overdress, whatever you want to call it, I haven't really been running draws. Other than Seraph. Yes, pretty much all the decks I love are female decks or waifus. And not because of the waifus, but because that's the decks I like playing. Their playstyles, type of playstyles that I want to play. But Bushiroad has made them all waifus, which is kind of a shame, but also nice. So yeah, that's the deck profile. Arkhite. If you like this, give it a like, of course. And this is my first attempt, so I basically have no idea what I'm doing. Setting up a camera, I'll probably do better next time. Or maybe not the next time, actually. It'll probably be the next few times. And there's only so much I can do. Yeah, I would like to maybe show you how to play this deck. Ah, pardon me. And basically, I don't know what I want to say or how I'm going to end this. I'm just going to try and end it here. All I'm saying is that Eva is basically my favorite deck, and then Arkhite came out, and Arkhite is right there with Eva. Both decks are very similar. So if you play Eva, you may want to try Arkhite out. Like I said, with the grade 2s, this guy is your main grade 2, and Tecton is your additional grade 2 that you can do whatever you want. If there's ever monsters in Overdress, there's actually some in Premium with Dimension Police. So that's something I want to look into, is how to build Premium Archive. The problem with Premium, there's no ride deck, so this deck would kind of fall apart, because it means running these two at probably 2 to 3 copies each, and maybe some way of adding them, and that's where the whole monster issue comes in place, because the grade 2 does not have monster in the name. So this out of 4 of the grade 1 out of 4 of isn't too bad, because she does have monster in the name. So you can run this out of 4 of in Premium. Premium is something I want to look into. I want to try and get some of the cards with monster, so I can try this out. I've already tried to do Eva, couldn't figure it out. I think I got a plan for monsters. So Tecton is probably the card that you probably want to change. I will. It will be up to you how you want your Archive build, and there's a lot of variety with this deck. Like, you can really be creative with this deck, especially once we get more monsters. And I got a feeling that Bushy's going to bring out generic cards for Brandgate that have monsters in the name. I think they will be careful. You know, they kind of have to be careful, because this deck could really abuse those cards. And of course, the artwork, as always, with Vanguard, is amazing. The reason they're going into the game was the artwork. So, another slot that you may be able to mess around with is Bulbamine. Okay, Bulbamine is another slot that you can play around with. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oops, like I said, I got a really bad camera setup where the slightest knock on it could drop it to the floor. Hopefully I didn't see my face there. Yeah. Now you did it again. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you really enjoyed my deck profile. Again, this is a deck profile. This isn't like a final build or anything, but I'm pretty happy with it. And since I've pretty much went XO pretty much with it, no tournament plays or anything, but I did go up against Jude and Baron Magnus and beat them pretty much every time. So Arkhite can win games. And I'm not that good of a player. I don't count myself as a very good player. So yeah. See you